Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. Folks, welcome to another Heartbreak Hotel for the Buffalo Bills yet again. I'm at a loss for words. It took me a minute to get my act together to come on screen. Like, what more can the Bills do? Honest to goodness, man. Honestly, man. Josh Allen played probably his best game of the season, especially against the circumstances. He played the best game of the season. We've talked about this. Sometimes the team plays down to their competition, but the silver lining, I've been saying that when we go against the tough teams, we got to play like we're one of the best teams, and we've got to beat one of the best teams. And here we had this game in our grasp. We had this game on multiple occasions, and we let it out of our hands. It slipped out of our hands. This was a rough one. Before I even get into anything, man, this was a rough game. And I'm not talking about like the penalty, like those things we'll get into. But this was rough for Bills fans to endure this one. Was it not? It's tough, man. This is very reminiscent of Cardinals Hail Mary. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the 13 seconds. And this one here. Like 12 men, I mean, we get it. I mean, it was a blunder. It is what it is. This one, though, in overtime, listen, it took a 60-yard field goal. A 60-yard field goal for them to even tie it and give them an opportunity. Against any other team, he shanks it. I'm sure of it. Any other kicker would shank that thing. We have an opportunity to go up 20-10 or 20-7. A chip shot for Tyler Bass. Shanks it left. I'm like, come on, man. Sometimes it just feels like this year is not supposed to be the year. It feels like this is not supposed to be the year. We lose against the Jets, against Zach Wilson to begin the year. Okay. It's week 1. But golly, man, the offense came through and did what they need to do. And the defense, yet again, just not good enough. Just not good enough. And I know everybody wants to clamor for, this is on McDermott. You got to fire McDermott. And I understand everyone saying that because it falls on the defense. And guess who runs the defense? That's McDermott. So I absolutely get it. And it's infuriating because you see that the defense is playing hard. First quarter, playing hard. Second quarter, playing hard. You know what I mean? You have this team down, 7 to 10 points at halftime. So, okay, we got some. Third quarter, we're doing all right. Fourth quarter, we just fall apart. It's like we forget everything that happened the first 3 quarters that have had us successful. And we stop playing hard. We start playing softer. Guys are getting defensive lapse in judgment. It's this one hurts. This one hurts. You going into a bye on top of that? Oh my gosh, it even hurts even more because you don't have a turnaround to redeem yourself. You got to sit on this. Sit on this for 2 weeks until you can get back. And there's not even a game that you can get back right because you're facing the Chiefs. Thank you, NFL schedule makers. Y'all really want to F us this time, didn't you? Oh, you sure did. You sure did. For those that are tuning in, thank you guys for tuning in. Smash that like as you guys are in here. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. Smash that like while you guys are here, man. This one absolutely hurts. This one stings. This one stings. I ain't gonna front. This one stings. I'm sitting here. I haven't had the feeling of like my heart is beating. My heart is beating. I'm like, yo, what's gonna happen? I haven't had that in a long time. The last time I felt this way was against the Chiefs. The last time I felt this way was against the Chiefs, where we come in and we score. Everything was lined up for us. Everything was lined up. Heads or tails? Heads. It is heads. What do you guys want to do? Receive. Boom. Receive. March down the field. Josh Allen using his legs, pump faking, converting on 3rd and 6 or longer. Constantly, consistently. We get into scoring position and miscommunication between Josh. And this wasn't the first time this game that there was miscommunication between Josh and his receivers. Gabe Davis is walking into the end zone. If they're just on the same page, and it's game over, Bills walk off. We're now 7-5, and we're now in the thick of things for the playoffs. We go into the bye week prepared and ready to go and attack because we've got momentum. But now we're on the opposite end of that. We're now asking more questions. We're now, bro, I just told my wife just now, bro, this loss, I think this was it. I think this was the one. And I know it's against a NFC foe. And it hurts us, but doesn't hurt us as badly. But the Denver Broncos won today. They've beaten us. Remember them? They beat us. They're a game ahead of us. The Dolphins are 8-3. We're sitting at 6-6. We're at 500 football. The freaking Steelers are, bro, this one hurts. This one hurts. So now, let's get into the box score. All right. And let's start with the Eagles. Give the Eagles credit. Give Jalen Hurts credit. The guy has nerves of steel. Doesn't waver. I remember watching a clip from Jalen Hurts. It said he was coming out of college, and they said, bro, when's the last time you lost? He's like, it's been a while. I think his collegiate record was something like 16, 17, 18 or something and 1 or something like that. Something even more ridiculous. And they said, you know this is going to change when you get to the NFL, right? You know what his response was? We'll see. And he's proving it right now. We'll see. The guy, you got to give him credit. I understand why people are telling, you know what I mean? They're trying to push the narrative that he's the MVP. I'm not buying it, but I understand it because you got to just watch a game of him just not panicking, staying cool, and just doing what he's supposed to do. We left too much time on the clock. We did. And this is the second time this year that we've left too much time on the clock. But you know what? You're supposed to have your defense make these stops. We're a top 10 defense. Statistically, we're top 10 defense. We should make those stops. But you're also going up against the 9-1 Eagles. They were in the Super Bowl not too long ago, right? So you know they've got the pedigree. They know how to win these close games. Good teams know and close games like this. And that's exactly what they did. Jalen Hurts went 18 for 31, 200 yards, 6.5 yards a pop, 3 touchdowns, an interception early in the first or second quarter. Sacked twice, lost 7 yards with a 96.2 rating. DeAndre Swift in the run game. This team ran for 185 yards. I'm going to tell you right now, if Tyler Bass hits that field goal, it keeps the Eagles in pass mode. So they got to continue to pass, and that's what we do best. We defend the pass extremely well. But the minute we missed that field goal, it changed momentum. And here come the Eagles. 185 yards rushing. 14 rushes for Jalen Hurts, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. A walk-off touchdown. DeAndre Swift, 14 for 80, 5 yards a pop, 5.7 yards a pop, almost 6 yards a carry. Devontae Smith was the story of today because it wasn't A.J. Brown. We contained A.J. Brown. But this is the beauty of having 2 solid receivers. When one isn't having the game that you need him to, the other steps up. Devontae Smith, 7 receptions for 106 yards, 15 yards a pop, clutch receptions near the end, a touchdown on 8 targets. He dropped 1. A.J. Brown, 5 off of 9 targets, 5 receptions for 37 yards, 1 touchdown. Zacchaeus that's another thing, man. You got 2 safeties that are long in the tooth. Listen, man, we need to take a very good look at that safety position next year. You cannot have Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde both come back. One of them's got to go. If both go, so be it, but one definitely has to go. You can't have these go. You can't have both these guys in here. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, both of them, if both of them go, then shoot, we got shit to talk about. But you cannot have Zacchaeus get in the back of the end zone and you let this guy catch that in front of you like that. And you know what? It's easy for me to talk about it while I'm sitting from my couch. But golly, when you watch this happen time and time again, it's tiresome. It's tiresome. Zacchaeus, his lone reception for 29 yards and a touchdown. Too easy. Way too easy. Defensively, Kevin Byard had 13 tackles, total tackles. Guys, they sacked Josh Allen one time. One time. Joe Brady had a game plan. And we let it slip through our fingers. Great play by James Bradbury. He baited Josh Allen. Josh Allen thought he had it. He thought he had that shallow route to Diggs. Made it look like he's dropping into thirds. And sat on that route and jumped it. Kudos to James Bradbury. Made a play for his team. Turned everything around. By the way, shout out to everybody tuned in right now. We got 1,200 people. Salute to y'all. If you're an Eagles fan, if you're an Eagles fan, y'all stole that game. Y'all stole that game. Wifey just said, y'all, we gave it to y'all. And you know what? There's a few games that we've given to our opponents. I mean, I thought Thanksgiving was over. What's with the giving? We're still giving. Why are the Bills still giving games away? Sometimes you got to take. And we had an opportunity to take this game, and we didn't. And we did not. Jake Elliott hitting a 59-yard field goal to send them in overtime. What? Only to the Bills. Only to the Bills. You play anybody else, this dude is missing that one. In the rain. I mean, with all the pressure on him, and he still makes it. Golly, man. Philadelphia Eagles. 37-34. Take the win. I gotta edit I'll edit that afterwards. Maybe I can edit as we go. I'll edit it afterwards. Oh, that one hurts. Folks, that hurts. It hurts. Now let's get to the Bills. I got to get to the Bills because when you see what the Bills did today, let me tell you something. I've said this before. When Josh Allen throws for 40 or more attempts, typically we lose. We do. He had 51 attempts today. Granted, we went to overtime. 29 for 51 for 339 yards passing. 6.6 yards a pop. 2 touchdowns and an interception, obviously thrown to James Bradbury with a rating of 82.1. Josh Allen was also our leading rusher. 9 carries for 81 yards, 9 yards a pop, 2 touchdowns. My man accounted for 4 touchdowns in this game. James Cook, the one that y'all love so much, 16 carries for 43 yards, 2.7 yards a pop. Latavius Murray, 9 for 30. Ty Johnson, 6 for 19. We ran for 173 yards today alongside Josh Allen. Gabriel Davis, of my notes in our pregame show on Friday, in order for us to have success, my key players, my 5 key players that I needed to have success was obviously Gabe Davis was number 1. I said Gabe needs to show up. Gabe needs to show up like he hasn't done before. In the last 2 games, he needs to show up today. And that he did. Gabe Davis, 6 receptions for 105 yards, 17.5 yards a pop, 1 touchdown off of 12 targets. 12 targets, 6 receptions, but he could have walked off the field with that if they were on the same page. That I don't understand. How are you guys not on the same page? Y'all been doing this forever. Too long for you guys not to be on the same page there. Normally, he runs that corner route all the time. He goes to corner, Josh goes to the seam, incomplete. Man, we'd be singing a different tune right now, would we not? Sickening. Stephon Diggs, 6 for 74, 12 yards a pop, a touchdown off of 11 targets. James Cook, 6 receptions for 57 yards, 7 targets. And you know why he doesn't have 7 for 7? Because he dropped a walk-in touchdown in the first quarter that could have changed everything. And they benched his ass because of that. Not for very long this time, though. But golly, Josh put it on the money for James Cook. And he drops it. Remember the Denver game? Early in the game, we're trying to get momentum going. He fumbles the football. We're trying to get momentum going against the number 1 team in the NFL. He freaking drops a touchdown. You got to make those plays, bro. You're a 2nd-round draft pick. You have to make those plays, especially because your skill set is to catch the ball out of the backfield. That's your skill. We're putting you in position to make plays, and you failed us right there. It's a rough one, man. It's a rough one. Micah Hyde led the way with tackles today. We had 2 sacks today, one by Linval Joseph on a push out of bounds and one on Tim Settle. That was it. 1 QB hit all day. We didn't just, we played well defensively for, I'd say, 3 quarters and 10 minutes. Trying to hold on. We just didn't have enough juice to do it. I'm sorry, man. I gotta get out. I gotta get this off my chest, man. Real talk. I gotta get this off my chest. I was questioning it. I was fighting it. And now I'm just like, fam, like something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. I don't Von Miller. What's up, Von? Von Miller, what's up, Von? The times that we need you, you getting paid a lot of money, fam. I know you're coming off of that knee injury. I know, but you got to give me something. Something, brother. And I get it. But the fact is, you're on the field. And if you're on the field for limited snaps, I get it. If I was giving you 65 snaps, you'd be like, bro, I can't give you 65 snaps. We giving you on an average of 15 to 23 snaps a game. You got to affect the pocket in some way, somehow. The level of effort I saw from Von Miller was puke worthy. And I'm not even exaggerating. Come on, son. Yo, we got some evaluating to do. We got some roster evaluations to do. And I'm not exaggerating. The same way I said, yo, That Denver game that I didn't want to see James Cook the rest of the game, I fucking meant that shit. Then he turned around and had a damn good game because he got benched and he learned his lesson. Well, golly, something's got to give, man. That's a lot of money sitting in your bank account. And you giving us that effort? Nah, bro. Nah. And I get who you are. I get who you were. And I get that you know what I'm saying? You trying to work your way back, but you got to give us something, man. I do not feel good right now of us making these playoffs. Like, it's a shot in the dark. Right now, I'm holding the dart and I'm hoping something happens. Because right now, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Last but not least, let me just get right into it. Right? Team stats. When you look at this, the totality of this game, the Bills had 29 first down to the Eagles 24. We had 15 passing first downs. We had 13 rushing first downs. First downs from penalties, 1. Eagles, 3. We'll talk about those penalties in just a moment. Third down efficiency, 13 for 22. The Bills went 13 for 22 on converting on third downs, and we lost the game to the team that converted 4 for 11. Unbelievable. 92 plays for the Bills. 40 minutes of time of possession. We did what we're supposed to do. The offense did what we were supposed to do. We held on to the football. We had these guys on the sideline. We held them to the sideline. We did it. We were holding the football. We didn't put enough points on the board. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. 500 total yards of offense today. 500 total yards of offense, and we lose. Golly, man. But here's the kicker, folks. Here's the kicker. 11 penalties for 80 yards. The Eagles, only 4 penalties. 4 penalties? 4 penalties only? Nah, man. You guys have heard me. Very rarely do I put blame on the refs. Very rarely. I say, we lost the ball because of this, that, and the third. But my goodness, there were moments that would have affected the game in our favor if the refs took the whistle from the deep depths of their throat to pull that thing out and just blow on that bitch. Maybe then the game would have been evened out and we would have got the calls that we deserved. Fam, the refs were absolutely something else today. I usually just, let them play. If you're going to let them play, let them play. But golly, you let one team play and you were handcuffing the other team. God, my goodness, man. Unbelievable. This game we went 4 for 5 in the red zone. 4 for 5 in the red zone. Eagles, 4 for 4. They converted. They converted on everything. This one hurts, folks. This one hurts. 1 turnover to their 2. And there goes your stats of the game. So let's talk about it. What hurt? What didn't? What stood out for you? And here's the deal. Josh Allen today was sensational. He was doing everything. He had over 400 yards of offense. He generated for the Bills. This brother was running with the football, gaining first downs, giving us life, keeping us alive in this game. Keeping us alive in this game. And you look at the record, it just doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. So when you look at this team and you're like, is this a playoff team? We can be. But we just don't. We're missing something, man. We're missing something. What it is we're missing, I can't tell you. Guess what? Yes, I understand. We don't have Matt Milano. Yes, I understand. We don't got Trey White. Yes, I understand. You know what I mean? We're missing DaQuan Jones. I get that. Totally understand. We still got Stephon Diggs. We still got Josh Allen. Our O-line is intact. We're not shuffling guys left, right, and center. Everybody's playing. So offensively, we're there. Especially today. You saw what we were able to. We put up 34 points. And that should win you a game. If you put up 34 points, that should win you a game. But here we are allowing 37. And it's tough because I'm a fan of the roster defensively. I'm a fan of the roster offensively. But we're missing some vital parts on this defense. McDermott has done, in my opinion, a fantastic job with getting guys that have no business being on the field playing and keeping things alive. But then you start to see our deficiencies. You start to see why we are where we are. We're old at safety. You see it near the end of the game. We're refreshed at the beginning. You start to see what's happening at the end of the game. Tired, gassed, ain't got no legs left. Like, you got nothing. You got Tyrod Dotson that had a damn good game last week. We needed something from this man this week. He had an opportunity to tackle my guy Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts on one play. He was spying him. Misses a tackle. That's your one responsibility is where he goes, you go. Got beat. The very next play, over pursues, runs away from the ball, giving us his impression of Tremaine Edmonds. Up goes the player. First down. And it's not just on Dawson, man. It's just all over. And I got to get on McDermott a little bit, man. You go from being aggressive, you go from being exotic in the first 3 quarters to then playing vanilla D. And I get it. You're learning from your mistakes against the Broncos, right? You went double blitz 2 plays in a row. Bang, bang. And people were questioning, why are you going double blitz? He knows it's coming. You're going up against Russell Wilson. Even I was saying, yo, fam, what are you doing? Tone it back a little bit. So he's in a lose-lose situation because then he plays a little softer. He wants Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying, to just do what he was doing the first 3 quarters. But guess what? Jalen Hurts is better than that. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that went to the Super Bowl, bro. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. So this is where I need McDermott to cook up a defense that's going to confuse somebody. These guys got to run that defense that got to confuse. But you play soft D, he's going to pick that apart. And the worst part is he walks into the end zone untouched. Bro, we gave that game away, man. We gave that game away. The missed field goals, the freaking drop touchdown, the miscommunication between Josh and Gabe. Like, fam, 60-yard field goal coming from the Eagles. Like, what? Yeah, that's where we're sitting at. That's where we're sitting at. So the Bills fall to 6-6. The Bills fall to 6-6. Our playoff hopes, I mean this in all sincerity, it's not looking good. Well, so I don't feel confident. I was confident going into this game. Going into this game, I knew we could play with the Eagles. It was a matter of matchups, and I felt that we matched up extremely well with the Eagles. They just made one more play than we did. Simple as that. Simple as that. We weren't disciplined. At the end of the day, we were not disciplined enough to make enough plays to take them down. And that's the one that hurts the most. Because you know what kind of team you have in these Bills. You know the skill we have all over the team, but we just can't put it freaking together. Wasting away the prime of Josh Patrick Allen. There was the blatant, I cannot get over this. There was a blatant pass interference on Josh Allen in the fourth quarter, in overtime. the man's jersey is being pulled from his chest plate. Pulled from his chest plate. The line judge is sitting right there like a goof. Not a little thing. And this is, and my problem is, if you're gonna let them play all the way through. But you haven't been. So take the whistle out your mother effing mouth and call it. You let that defensive freaking play slide on Darius Slade when it was all over Gabe Davis in the middle of the field. Or was it Trent? Or was it Sherfield? Trent Sherfield. And you swallow the whistle on this one? Fam. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. So here it is. Right now in the division, the Bills are 6-6, Miami 8-3. Let me go to the conference and say, because this is what makes the most sense. So looking at it right now, as of right now, if we were to start the playoffs today, obviously Kansas City's got the 1 seed, tied with Jacksonville, so we'll see how that plays out. Alongside tied with Miami, Baltimore's at 8-3. Pittsburgh's at 7-4. I can't believe it. But you know what? They run the ball well. So that's why they are where they are. They play good defense and they run the damn ball well. Cleveland is at 7-4. They lost today. So that I'm sure this will be updated a little bit. Actually, it is updated. Indy's at 6-5. Oh my God. Indy's at 6-5. You got Houston. That's playing lights out today, and they got screwed today, apparently. They're at 6-5. Denver's at 6-5, and the Bills are sitting at 6-6. We are 10th. Bro, it's a wrap. It's tough, man. You go into the bye, now you got to go face the Chiefs. Bro, we needed this one, man. Now, for those that are calling for McDermott's head, because that's what I'm seeing. A bunch of people saying, yo, fire McDermott. Fire McDermott. Fam, understand what McDermott has done for what he's playing with, right? You lose your all-pro middle linebacker. You didn't replace him with someone that's competent as good as he is. You haven't. You're playing with Dotson. Dotson's nowhere near this man. You lose your all-pro corner that was playing extremely well this year. Achilles, gone. So now you're playing with Rasul Douglas that you had to trade for, that just got here less than a month ago, that had a fantastic game last week. Your Dane Jackson, 7th round pick, concussion. You're playing with Christian Benford, still wet behind the ears. In the words of Stephen A., breast smelling like Similac. You know what I'm saying? He's still young in the game. He's still learning his ways. Then you got two safety that's old as heck, and McDermott's still making it work. Still making it work. It just sucks that we just can't close the games. We can't close the games, man. Oh, man. It's tough. As the Bills fans, you're watching this thing, and you're like, bro, this was supposed to be a year that we came in and we're going to be a contender. We were going to push. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make things happen. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm not on the train of fire McDermott. I'm not. Because let's keep it a buck. If we're gonna really keep it a buck, if we have all those players that we have not hurt, are we talking about this? Probably not. Let's be real. We're probably not talking about this. So I don't care what anybody wants to tell me. You want to unfollow, go ahead and unfollow. I don't. My opinion is he's not the problem. We just cannot get over that hump at the end. And it comes down to the players making plays. If you don't make enough plays, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. Now, are there good things to take from this game? Absolutely. Because not all doom and gloom. At the end of the day, you see what this offense can be. When Josh isn't turning the ball over left, right, center, when he's dialed in, when he's ready to make things happen, bro, we're a very potent offense. We're a dangerous offense. Very dangerous. You saw it today. We ran for over 150 yards today. We passed for over 300 yards today. Bro, we were rolling. We just couldn't make the defensive stop at the end of the game. It's just what it is. And it's tough. It's tough. As a fan, you're like, man, we had it. We went toe to toe against a team that's number one in the league right now. Number one in the league right now. Toe to toe, right till the end. And here we are. It goes to tell you how messed up this league is, right? The Jets take down the Jets. Excuse me, the Jets take down the Eagles, a few weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, give or take. It's a weird league, man. This league has been something. It has been something, man. But here we are. Here we are. So the Bills are 10th place right now. 10th place. I don't know if we can do it. Listen, man. I don't think we can do it, man. Let me get some of the super chats in, and let's see what we're rolling with right now. So first super chat coming in from my man Signified Nose. He goes, Nick Sirianni giving the refs the the double hand vacuum seal before the game. Refs almost single-handedly blew the game for us. I normally don't get on the refs, man, but the refs were something special today, man. They were definitely something special. At one point, it was like 8 penalties to 1. The Eagles were playing nearly flawless. Give me a break. That wasn't the case whatsoever. Remember when watching remember when we wanted to blame Leslie and special teams coach for blowing 13 seconds? Oh, I do. And a lot of people want to blame McDermott and fire McDermott. Listen, I get your sentiments. I just don't agree. I just don't. Please tell me with a straight face the refs didn't have a huge hand in this result. I dare you. Even non-calls, like obvious pass interference versus Diggs twice and a horse collar, fam. First half was horrible. Love your work. NFL is a business in the end. At the end, it is a business. If you're trying to tell me, I'm saying they scripted, I ain't gonna fall for that. But it's tough. It is tough. Bill Stampede, I appreciate that super chat, man. I do. I really do. Super chat coming in from Darren Martin. What's up, D Martin? Says, Pats, Broncos, Eagles, all losses came down to the same thing. Years prior, same problems. There's an obvious solution, and no one wants to do it. McDermott's got to go. I'm not with it, man. And maybe I'm not ready. I'm not ready to put blame on McDermott. But I will say this, though. There have been moments where I'll just use this. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. 2 years removed from winning the Super Bowl, he's out of there. He's out of there. Right now, he's rolling with the Jaguars right now. So it's been done before where, we're a good squad, but we just can't get over the head with you. And McDermott might be the problem. I'm just not ready I haven't seen enough for me to say, yeah, he's the problem. He's got to go. Because I'm a firm believer in the players got to play. If the players ain't making plays and doing what they're supposed to do and executing, they got to go. And the prime example, if you're look at Ken Dorsey, same players are on the board, right? And it was about execution. Just a bit of a tweak is happening with the way that Coach Joe Brady's calling things, and you see their offense is rolling, but they're executing. It's about execution, and they're executing. You can see the offense. We put up 37, 34 points today. It's just at the end of the game, we're just not executing defensively. Could it be that McDermott, it's grown stale? Are they not playing hard for McDermott? You can't say they're not playing hard for McDermott because they are. It's just that we're not executing at the end of the day. And when we got all our guys rolling and balling, ain't nobody got anything to say about McDermott. I don't know, man. I'm not there yet. I'm not there with y'all. I know some of y'all are I'm done with this dude. I get it. I'm not there yet. Austin, generally, what's up, man? He goes, Josh Allen needs to request out if he ever wants to win the Super Bowl. This incompetent coaching staff is going to ruin his career. I think that's what you're trying to say. The defense is trash. Golly, man. Y'all are getting after McDermott today. Dylan, why aren't we going for the dagger in overtime? I mean, we did try to go for the dagger. We absolutely did try to go for the dagger. The fact that we got the ball back and we're like, okay, we're going to change the fate because they changed the freaking overtime rule just for the Bills, right? When Pat Mahomes got the ball, marched down the field, put him on, out of here. Game over. So now they changed the rules. So now it's like, okay, this is the time. Josh Allen's 0-6 now in overtime losses. It's ugly. So here we come. Bills get the ball. We're marching. We're doing everything we can do. And we get to a position of third and whatever. And we got a wide open chance to take this game and we don't execute. One guy's looking one way. The other guy's thinking something else. And boom. Failure. So we tried to go for the dagger. We did. We just didn't execute. It's what it came down to. MOS, hear me out. What if all this hope was subliminal messaging designed to get our super chat? We suck again. The dream is over. Back to reality. Oh man, it's tough, man. I'm at a loss for words too, brother. I'm going through it with y'all. I'm going through it with y'all. Real talk. What's up, Brooke? Brooke comes in and says, I just want to get through the rest of the season, let him get healthy, but maybe sitting on this heartbreak will seriously light a fire under their behinds. Bro, I don't know what more of a fire you need to light under their behinds. The fire was lit last week. The fire was absolutely lit last week when we took down the Jets, a division team with a very good defense. But here's the deal. They didn't have an offense. We actually faced a team with an offense, and this was going to be the great test. Can two things happen? A, can Josh go toe-to-toe with whatever quarterback is in this league? And you know he can because he's done it before multiple times. Secondly, can we make the stops that we need to in the end, in the stretch? And we didn't. We failed. And it hurts that, you know what I'm saying, we have our Tyler Bass, that's normally money, hasn't been quite this year, and misses a field goal. That should have been easy money. Shanks it left. I mean, one could say you get that field goal, we're not even talking about this game, right? Dynamic of the game changes, but we can do the ifs and coulds and all that stuff, but it's just not gonna. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a thing. If Sean would have fired Dorsey in the offseason, we don't drop that easy games and have to run a gauntlet to get to the playoffs. It's on Sean. Period. Damn. So you know what? That's an angle. I could rock with that angle. You should have pulled the plug on Buddy when he wasn't getting this offense together, right? Something just wasn't clicking. So if you knew that it was the issue before, you should have done it sooner. But he wasn't ready to see it just yet. Until it was just, all right, it's too late. Maybe his job was on the line. I don't know what made him officially go with that decision. But could he have done it sooner? Maybe. Would any of it changed? Probably. Because we're seeing it now. Offense is rolling. So that is a definitely good point. Because you're not just going to tell me fire McDermott and just say, well, look what happened. I look at, to me, I'm tangible. It's the players. Players on the field are the ones that make the plays and break the plays. You know what I'm saying? If you're not where you're supposed to be, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, how you going to call that on coach? That's just the way I see it. My bad. Okay, I got that part. I got Darren Martin coming in with a super chat. It says Josh Allen had 420 yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns. The Bills found a way to lose thanks to the defense and special teams. It's 3 phases to the game, babe. That's why McDermott's always talking about complimentary football. Well, shit, you saw it today. The offense was complimentary. The defense was complimentary up until the fourth quarter, and special teams, we didn't really get much in return yardage because Andy Isabella was just there as a stopgap. I don't know. I mean, I'm not understanding the reasoning behind. I mean, I get it, but if you were going to bench Hardy, which usually is part of the game plan on offense, you think that you would have had Andy Isabella part of the offense. Just a thought. Very interesting, nonetheless. What's up, Cam? Cam's been a member for 5 months. I appreciate you, Cam. Cam, what's up? He says, yo, what's up, Rico? Off topic, but on that Jake Elliott game time field goal, I know I wasn't the only one counting out players. If we sure that we had 11 on the field, yo, man, I'm sure they were definitely counting how many players they had on the field. They were not going to let that shit happen again. That's for sure. What's up, Mr. Clayton? What's going on, man? Appreciate that super chat. We really need to talk about it. Tyler Bass, he's left a lot of points on the field this year. Oof, Tyler Bass. Let me just take a look at what Tyler Bass is doing right now, statistically, what he's saying, because I'm curious to see what his statistics are like this year. I'm very curious to see what's happening, because I know it feels like maybe he hasn't been on top of his game, but I mean, it's always, you gotta just make sure that, you know what I mean, you see what you're really seeing. So let me just take a look here real quick and see what Tyler Bass is doing, because I'm actually very curious myself to see what my man is up to statistically. So this year, special teams wise, what's my man Tyler Bass saying? So Tyler Bass this year He is 11 for 16 right now. Excuse me. He's 16 for 19 in field goals. So he's hitting at an 84.2% rate. And right now he's 1 for 1 from 20 to 29, 9 for 9 from 30 to 39. He's 2 for 3 from 40 to 49, and he's 4 for 6 from 50 plus. And he's got one missed extra point. So he's hitting at an 84% rate. I'm not sure where that ranks amongst all kickers, but I'm sure he's near the top. But I mean, listen, I'd have to go and do a deep dive and see what he's doing. But man, that field goal that he missed today was a killer. That one was a killer. That one hurt. That one hurt a lot. I'm not going front. I'm not going to cap. That one hurt. What's up, Sonny Lamont with a super chat? I appreciate that, man. That horse collar tackle call, that one hurt. The pass interference on Diggs, non-call, that one hurt. Bad officiating, those calls impacted this outcome. It certainly did. I'm going to tell you right now, usually they grade, and I got to find out the website that does it, but they grade how these refs, the whole officiating crew and how they grade. I am curious to see how badly these guys graded because they missed a plethora of calls that were game altering. So this officiating crew, and I read something about Hercules, I guess the head referee. He is whenever he's reffing Sirianni's games, the Eagles are 4-0. 4-0 when this guy's officiating. He make that 5-0. So whether you guys want to call that something, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. Right? Super chat coming in from Gary. What's up, Gary? Why not pound the rock from in overtime, like we had just done at the end of the regulation? Haven't seen a Bills team finished a game pounding the rock in ages. Thought we might be able to end it in dominating fashion. Well, here's the thing: we were moving the rock in the fourth quarter, moving the rock until we put the points on the board. Once we got to overtime, it was the same old predictable play on first down, shotgun. Give it to James Cook. James Cook thinks he's a ballerina. He's dancing all over the place, and it's minimal gain to 1 yard, maybe 2 yards, right? So in that regard, I mean, in my opinion, this game was not meant for James Cook. James Cook isn't the style of back that you want to use for this game. Ty Johnson was the style of back you want to use. One cut, bruiser back, and get going, right? But we still wanted to keep giving the ball to James Cook, who was averaging less than 3 yards a pop. All this dancing and moving his feet all over the place was killing us at the end. He wasn't as effective running the football today in this type of weather. It gets this type of front. It would have been more ideal to have a fresh-legged Ty Johnson to run that rock, right? We had Latavius Murray, but Latavius Murray's old in the legs, man. He was limited on what he could do, but he did what he could at his age and where he's at. Ty Johnson, for this type of game, I would have loved to see a lot more of him in there. But I get it. You drafted the guy in the second round. You got to give him the football, but he wasn't effective in overtime whatsoever. And I'm not saying that's where we lost the strength to run the football, but we weren't running the ball well. And we needed to give our offense all the chances possible, right? And we just weren't effective running the football today. And not only that, you're going up against the number one rush defense. And for going up against the number one rush defense, we put over 170 yards on them. That's pretty damn good. These guys are averaging teams rushing for 76 yards a game. That's number one in the league right now. We put up 170. So pretty damn good with Josh Allen, obviously, but James Cook just wasn't it for this game, for this front against this front. I wasn't feeling it. Not was for Ty Johnson was the guy for this game. D Jax, what's up, D? This is, there's only so much trust the process. There's always next season. We just got to play better football, et cetera, et cetera. That I can take. I mean, shoot, man. At the end of this, what it is, we have to play better football. And we didn't do good enough. We didn't play 60 minutes. That's the problem. We didn't play 60 minutes. Offensively, we did. Defensively, we did. That's what it comes down to. What's up, Ray? Bills snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, man. Shit. Tell me when you've never heard that one before. Trust me. Big Guap. What's up, Big Guap? Big Guap wants to let me know, man. He wants to let me know that y'all are trash, man. He's trying to give me the Eagles chant. And listen, man, y'all got away with that one. Let's keep it a buck. If you're going to keep it a buck, y'all snuck away with that one. And listen, you made plays when you needed to make plays. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to, man. I think the Bills this year, what are the Bills on the road? Because I know we're not very good on the road. The Bills on the road this year. What are we, 1-5 on the road? I mean, we're not great, folks. We're definitely not great on the road. I'm trying to see how we are actually doing on the road today, and we're not good. We're not good on the road. I think we're like 1-5 on the road. We got to be better, man. We're just not good enough, man. We're not doing what we're supposed to do, man. PVC, what's up, man? McDermott's defensive scheme goes out the window on final drive when it counts. How many game-winning drives does he need to give up? And that's the tough part for me. Now you got my attention when you say, yo, listen, how many times you got to give that up? Because I look at the totality of the game, what he was able to do from the start to finish. And he's got these guys playing all the way through. But when it comes down to it, when it really counts is when we don't see the defense that was playing in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Yo, it comes down to you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. And these players, it's like they're too I don't know if they're too gassed or they're just it's too much for them. They're just there's no that mental fortitude. You got to dig deep and make that play. Somebody's got to make a play. Somebody's got to be in the right place, the right time to jump on something. And we just never did. We just went through the motions. That's what it felt like. We went through the motions, and here are the end results. The Bills lose 37-34. Simple as that. It's tough, man. It is tough, man. And it's disheartening to just go over the same bullshit every time, man. And truth be told, for the Fire McDermott crowd, if in fact that this is something that they're going to consider, Pagula and obviously Brandon Bean, that's a tough conversation to have in the offseason. But you gotta look at the big picture of the situation. Did you have a full complement of your players? If you had a full complement of your players, then I get it. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But I get it. You mentioned 3 big pieces of your defense, but you're still rolling with what you got. So I'm not on that McDermott train. Y'all ain't gonna move me. I still think this guy's a damn good head coach. It's just that it's unfortunate the way it's fallen. It really freaking is. It sucks, man. I'm burning right now. Real talk. I'm vexed as hell. It gets tiresome, man. It really does get tiresome. What's up, Duncan? Duncan says Bills players could have been shot by insane Eagles fans, and Bills would have gotten a penalty for instigating. Also, just make Brady official OC. Yo, Brady, I think he's he's got an audition for the rest of the year, but he's looking damn good as the offensive coordinator. He has decided to let Josh do what he does, and that's just make plays, right? Stay within the confines of the offense, obviously. But though, if you see some, take that shit. Give us what you got, and let's run it back, and let's give us another fresh set of downs, and let's roll. And so I got to give Josh and I got to give Joe Brady some credit because those boys were cooking with grease today. Them boys were rolling. You got to give credit to Joe Brady. He's taking full advantage of the situation that he's in right now. Full advantage. Now, this is where McDermott's got to come through and like, yo, I got to match this offense. I've got to find a way to match this offense because the whole time when the defense was holding the offense down as much as they could, you know what I'm saying? Offense wasn't pulling their weight. And you could blame the offense for a whole bunch of things because everybody was healthy, right? But now that the offense is rolling, now the defense has got to hold their end of the bargain. And this was the perfect game for them to hold their end of the bargain, and they didn't. And they absolutely fucked us. Heavy. Anyway, what's up, Sharon? Sharon comes in and says, yo, I hate to say it, but why do I have a feeling this group of Bills peaked in 13 seconds game? I'm sick right now because we've taken a step back. It does. I mean, listen, we're 6-6. Let's call it what it is, man. We're 6-6. So you could say, well, the offense is coming around. And so, yeah, but you know what? We're just getting back on track. And it's probably too little too late. We had very little margin for error. Very little margin for error knowing what was in the AFC. We knew what was in the AFC, especially last year. Last year, a whole bunch of guys came to the AFC. You know what it is, and it got worse this year. You know what I'm saying? You got CJ Stroud coming on right now. CJ Stroud is doing his damn thing. So that's an addition to the AFC. Obviously, you know Trevor Lawrence is going to do his thing. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers. We're about to find out. But fam, like, there's no room for error in this AFC. It's too damn tough. It's too damn tough, man. What's up, Nick? Nicholas comes in and says, Sherfield and Hardy, go bye-bye. Why didn't we use Kincaid the second half? And Gabe was good, but still felt like bad this game. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm very curious to see what happens and how they talk about Kincaid. Because I also noticed that we didn't see a lot of Kincaid. And it happened last week as well. Kincaid was heavily involved in the first quarter, first 2 quarters, give or take. And then we didn't really see Kincaid in the later half of the game. And today it was kind of the same. When I looked to see what Kincaid was able to do for us, he was involved early and often. And then we kind of shied away from using him. So I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys, wondering what's going on. But I know he got jolted pretty good with one hit. I think it was in the second quarter. He got hit good, solid hit. And not that he didn't get up and continue to play, but he did continue to play. And then you saw less of him. So I wonder if something did happen. So I'm curious to see if something does pop up. But if it doesn't, then I'm very curious to find out why did we move away from using him in the game plan. Because we could have definitely used that brother today. I mean, what was the statistic today? I'm going to just take a quick look. I think I had like 6 receptions today. Let me just double check here just to make sure what my man was looking at. So Kincaid today was sitting at 5 receptions for 38 off of 6 targets. I would have loved to see way more of him, right? I would have loved to see way more of Khalil Shakir, right? But the ball can only go so many places. There's only one football. There's only one football. What's up, Ricardo? Ricardo comes in and says, yo, I'm done. Bills fan for 45 years. I'm taking a few years off. I need to cut stress out of my life, bro. I feel you. But guess what? Just like every one of us, you always come back. You always come back to the Bills, baby. You always do. Don Havey says, did Gabe get that wrong at the end there? I want to know. Diggs was talking to him, and once again, the D wasn't there at the end. I'm hurt. Yo, the defense, they didn't pull their weight at the end. They really didn't. But when it comes down to it, Gabe Davis and Josh Allen, that connection, I'm still puzzled myself. I'm still puzzled myself to find out like where did we go wrong? What happened there? What's going on? Like, this is something that's routine. You guys do this all the time. And you guys weren't on it. Oh man. Bro, I'm just as pissed as y'all, man. I really am. But this is therapy for me to just kind of get that out. And once I get to the super chats, then we can kind of get into, you know what I mean, the things that worked and the things that didn't, right? Signify Note says, yo, Rico, the excuses you make for McDermott would fly if he was DC, but he's not. He's the head coach. And choking is inexcusable. At some point, it falls on the head coach. And you're not wrong, man. At the end of the day, when you're not winning, because this is a result-based business, when you're not winning, then obviously something's got to roll. Something's got to happen. But it's not that simple to just say, put it on the coach and fire him, right? It's not, because you got to look at the whole picture. It's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Look at the whole picture. Defensively, you see what's going on defensively. You see it. I don't got to tell you. I'm not going to repeat myself. You know what's going on. So, but this is a result-based business. If you're not winning, then something's got to go. So if this trend continues where we finish and don't win a single game the rest of the season, then I'm with y'all. Hey, we got to talk. There's something that we got to talk about, because this ain't working. We can't have this good of a roster and we lose into the Chiefs. We lose to the Cowboys. We lose to the Chargers. We lose to the Dolphins. Like, then we got to have a conversation. But right now, that's not the time to have this conversation, in my opinion. But valid, very valid, if we're not getting the results that we need to get. And right now, it's looking like it. We're 6-6. So everybody's got to be looking at somebody, be like, all right, what's going on? And I will say this, though. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'm not ready to put McDermott on the hot seat. However, that chair is in the room. That chair is in the room. I've never wavered. I've always said the same thing. The chair is officially, it's been in the room for weeks now. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking right at it. But I'm not ready to say, have a seat, sir. I'm not there just yet. I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? But frustration is understandable. That was an A.J. Brown fumble and game over. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I looked at it too. I was like, ooh, did he fumble that one? But initially, when I saw it, it came out too quick. It came out way too quick. Then I'm like, oh man, that's gotta be an incomplete pass. And when I saw those 2 feet go down, I was like, wait a minute, now we got something. But then I heard Buddy say, no, they got to make it look like they made a football move. And that third step is what I was looking for. And they didn't get that third step. But every angle they showed, you could tell that was an incomplete pass. But golly, that would have been nice. That would have been one of those that rolled the Bills' way. Rolled our way, and let's keep it moving. But that wasn't the case there. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I'm losing brain cells with all these fire McDermott comments, man. 2 missed field goals, an awful interception, refs, then Gabe sold on a last route, all McDermott, though. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, everybody's ready to blame McDermott. They're always looking to blame. Look at the whole totality of what happened, man. And the thing is right here. 2 field goals missed. Fam, was it 2 field goals? Yeah, was it 2 field goals? Yeah, 1 blocked and 1 missed, 1 shank. I got to make sure that I got that right, though. Let me be sure. Yeah, 2 for 4. I mean, what more y'all want to hear? What more y'all want to hear? One was a little wide right, and then that shank kick. But it put it on McDermott, though. That's 6 points that we have on the board, and we win this game. We're not even talking about it. See, that's why I'm not in my emotions when we got to fire this person, because a lot of Bills fans are very emotional. I'm not the emotional one. I'm a more rational. I get emotional sometimes, but not emotional. You fire this guy. Nah, man, you got to look at the total picture. And here it is. Cameron just said it, man. 2 missed field goals, obviously. Then you got the refs. Obviously, I mean, we already talked about the refs, but then that last round on, that's game over. That's game over. We walk off into the sunset. We talk about 7-5, and we're ready to go and hit the town, paint the town red. But now we can't. So, Cameron, I appreciate you at least being level-headed and not ready to fire McDermott and get all that. I get it, though. It's result-based business. But let's look at the total picture and look at the details, because that's what matters, man. Details matter. Keontae, what's up, man? He goes, I'm not there either. Like, who will be our head coach? And that's another thing, right? You want go fire someone, let's go look for a head coach. Get Ben Johnson. The fuck does Ben, like, and we get Ben Johnson as our head coach. Relax. Let's relax. All right. We got a good head coach right now. He's got this team turned around and he's headed the right direction. We finally got an offensive coordinator that can match defensively. What we can do is just that we went up against a juggernaut team in the Eagles. The Eagles are a good team, and they're likely headed for probably Super Bowl, and we shall see. We shall see. But here's the silver lining, and I hate it. I hate to bring it, but the silver lining is we can play with a Super Bowl freaking team. We can. And I know that some people say, well, the Eagles aren't the Eagles that they're supposed to be. Well, guess what? They're 10-1. What else are we supposed to tell y'all? They're 10-1. Real talk. So I'm with y'all. I'm with some that are level-headed. I'm not on this whole fire McDermott thing, right? That's just me. I'm not there yet. Rico, the game changed when Allen threw that pick. Ooh, that was a tough one, man. That was a tough one. And that was a good play by the defense. That's a good play by the defense. But that was a momentum killer. That pick, I was like, ooh, that one hurt. That one hurt. But we were ideally able to get the ball back and keep it pushing. After I can't remember if they scored off that turnover or not. The game is all a blur to me right now. But keep this in mind. I've said this in the pregame. We cannot give the op. You know what I'm saying? We can't give the ops another opportunity to score. We're taking away our own opportunities and giving them more opportunities to score. Right. And that's where that turnover hurt. And I get it. It was a good play made by the defense. I could see what was happening. It wasn't like Allen was being bozo-ish. You're like, yo, why'd you throw that? It was not a bad play. It's just that he made the wrong read and corner made a bigger play and boom, jumped it and gave his team the momentum. And momentum is a hell of a drug, man. Once you get momentum, things roll. And things started to roll. What's up, Edict? Edict comes in and says, yo, I had a bad feeling defense would get too soft in the overtime to give up too many 10 to 15 yards. They too scared to be aggressive and apply pressure in the secondary. I'll say this though, man. Watching that defensive play from the defense, there was like 3 or 4 chunk plays. I was like, guys, what are we doing with these chunk plays, man? We got to chill, right? I preferred what we were doing in the fourth quarter when we batted down. We forced them in to kicking a field goal, right? That defensive scheme was working, but then they decided to get soft on us. So like, I don't know if McDermott was trying to protect us. I have no idea. I'm not going to try to make an excuse for that part because it's still inexcusable that we just let them just walk down and do what they did because they moved down that field way too easy. Way too easy. And I'm going to tell you this, man. I saw Von Miller on a play and this guy gave such minimal effort. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like they put this brother on the field and he's just turning around making it look like they're in pass mode and you sitting here looking for something in the back. Like you're looking at, if you go back and look at Von Miller, you'll see what I'm talking about. Clear passing downs. And this guy's looking in the backfield like he thought the running back had the ball. Fam, come on now. He lost contain on multiple. Yo, Yo, Vaughn was not it this game. Vaughn was not it. And I'm a fan of Vaughn, but shoot, sometimes you got to call it what it is, man. Vaughn was not it this game. He really wasn't. What's up, Ray Ramirez? What's up, man? Double R. He says, no one wants to see the Bills make the postseason. I believe we're going to go on a run after this L. We'll see after the Cowboys game. We'll all be hyped. Bro, I really hope so, but it's not looking good. It is not looking good, my G. I'm sorry. It's not. What's up, Tommy? Tommy comes in and says, yo, McDermott calling timeout before the 60-yard field goal was the kicker. Can warm up as B. Sorry. The kicker can warm up was BS, and we should have went for it on fourth down and OT. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, man. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Call timeout, don't call timeout. What you gonna do? And you know what? Maybe that timeout was called for a reason. Maybe he's like, all right, make sure every last motherfucker is off the field and there's only 11 guys. Maybe that was the reason he did it, just to be on the safe side. Who knows, man? Because that's the type of stuff that'll have you up sick at night. Up sick at night for sure. By the way, I want to give a shout out to my man, Summer Flores. What's up, Summer? Welcome to the Bing Squad, bitch. Bing, biggity, bing. Let's go, man. I appreciate the support and you joining the squad. Love it. And much love, man. Much love. Thank you for that. What's up, Kai? Kai comes in. Josh should have had 6 or more TDs this game. You know, well, miscommunication, man. That's the shit that's the stuff that happens. It does happen. Should refs have post-game interviews, have them explain their calls they made? Boy, I've been clamoring for that for years, bro. Yo, you know what? You're going to have to sit there and explain why you made this call, why you made this call. Every questionable call. If it's not right after the game, it's Monday. Monday, explain yourself on why you missed this call and why this happened, why that happened. But you know what? They have a committee that goes through their missed blunders and the blunders and then they call them out and say, yo, this there's an actual website that grades the officials and how they've done. So I'm sure that's going to come out very shortly on especially this game for sure. What's up, Short Bus? Short Bus comes in and says McDermott clearly was outcoached and outmatched in the second half. As usual, the results show that nothing is going to change until he's gone, and the Bills franchise will continue to suffer. I disagree. There were a plethora of things that weren't working our way. Didn't work out. Obviously, Cam made it clear those 2 field goals hurt. You got to hit those 2 field goals. That's 6 points that's left on the floor. 6 points left on the floor, man. Can't have that happen. Can't have that happen. But this is result-based business. You got to win. That's what you're paid to do. You're paid to coach to win the game. You play to win the game. That's exactly my man Herm Edwards said it best. You play to win the game. And right now, we've lost 6. We're 500 football. We're playing 500 football. Some might say, you know what, those clear games that we've lost with certain players on the squad, with certain changes that we would have made sooner, maybe we're not even looking at this. But we are where we are right now. We are where we are. Our record says that we're 500 team. We're 6-6. This is what it's got to be. Who says it's all scripted? Brad Triple says, "Yo, everything's scripted, bro. Don't even stress, man. It's scripted, bro." Austin, what's up, Austin? Legit penalties killed us. We knew it was going to be one-sided. Just go finish, man. Well, we'd love to go finish, but right now we will be finished if we lose one more. We lose one more. I mean, I think we're done. I think this might be it. I think this is the nail in the coffin. If we can come out of this one, kudos to who? Who are you going to give credit to? And here, that's a question for everyone here, right? So we're 6-6. Everybody's talking about, well, let's fire McDermott and let's, fire Dorsey, which we did, and let's do this and let's do that. Cool. We get ourselves out of this. Do you give the credit to Sean McDermott, or do you give it to Josh Allen and Joe Brady? Because offensively, that's who saved us. It's curious because right now we are losing, fire McDermott. So if we turn things around, do you say good job McDermott, or you're like you better have done that because that's what you're supposed to do? Which is it? I'd love to know. I mean, we're not there yet, clearly, but we'd like to see how it plays out. I just got a text from my homie saying, "Yo, how you holding up?" Terrible, motherfucker. I'm terrible. Shit, I'm not feeling great at all. Not at all, man. If you're a Bills fan, you're sick to your stomach. But it's for us to kind of go through this. I'm actually effing hurting, man. I'm sick of feeling this way. How many times? I'm telling you, I'm sitting on my couch. I couldn't even sit on my couch like a regular person. I sit like a fucking idiot. I was sitting on the armrest and I'm just watching this game and I'm like, and I'm usually a guy that stands. I couldn't even stand for this bitch. I was so fucked up, man. I was like, yo, this can't be one of those games that's going to happen the same way again. We're going to lose on some heartbreak shit. And I'm going to be fucking got to sit here in front of a microphone and try to explain my feelings. My feelings are rage inside because I'm raging, but this helps me out. This helps out. So I appreciate you guys going through therapy with me because it's therapy a little bit. Because we get to talk about it. Darius Davis, what's up, man? L's to the Jets, Broncos, and Pats sunk our season. They waited too long to fire Dorsey. Bills proved today they're still good and can play with anybody. Facts. Big facts. Like going toe-to-toe with the Giants 14-9, terrible. Losing to the Pats 25-29, terrible. I mean, losing to the Broncos, we had no business losing to the Broncos. That's 3 wins. That's 3 wins right now. We're a 9-win team. We should be a 9-win team right now. But we're sitting here with this bullshit right now. We should be 9-3 right now. This is what we should be. We should be 9-3. But we can say we should, we could, we did, we that. We are where we are. But Darius, you're not wrong, man. Those are games you're not supposed to lose. And we lost games we weren't supposed to lose. At the end of the day, that's what happened. Captain Shaquille Oatmeal, what's going on, man? He goes, good game tonight from a Philly fan. Please beat Dallas. Bro, with the way our confidence is right now, I don't know what we're going to do. I got no idea, man. Ish, if you're trying to make a comment, jump back in and make a comment. I'll try to read your comment. Oh, there you go. You came back with it. Sorry, Rico, I love your Bills, but the minute we went to OT and had to depend on the defense, I lost faith. Bro, I'm going to keep it real. The minute we went to OT and he hit that field goal, I was like, fuck, do we got it in us? Do we have it in us to go up and get the ball and score? And the minute that we got the coin toss, I said, wait a minute now. We got a chance. We have a chance. And we did have a chance. And if we hit with Gabe Davis, we ain't talking about nothing, man. We're not even talking about McDermott. We're not even talking about the defense. We've been talking about, the defense gutted it out, and we did what we need to do, and Josh Allen finally got the overtime win. He's 1-5 now, but we're not able to talk about that because we lost, right? But I know how Bills fans, I've been watching y'all and reading your shit for years. I know how we are. I know how we are. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. Let me see what we got here. We got, don't tell me my phone. My thing's going to jack up again. Oh, we're good. I thought my phone was my computer was gonna freeze again, but just in case, I gotta get my phone ready because I ain't ready for that thing to happen. But Bills are that guy you always see at the gas out at the end of the marathon in the Olympics and lose at the gold. It was right there. You just couldn't hold it. We just couldn't hold it. You're absolutely right on that. And it's pathetic. And you get to the point where you work so freaking hard to get where you need to get to, and here we are. Here we are playing BS. Sorry about that. I have to get my my thing popping here. So if you guys can hear me, here we are. So listen, I'm not sure what's going on with this, but I listen. At the end of the day, here's what comes down to it, folks. Tough break for the Bills. There's really not much we can do about it. They got to go back and hit the field and try to regroup and face the Chiefs, man. And the Chiefs, I don't even know if the Chiefs won today. That's how effed up I am about this game. So listen, man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to swallow, but here we are. Here we are. So go back to the drawing board, fix what we can fix, do what we got to do, and we got 2 weeks to fix this issue. I'm not ready. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I am not ready. I am not ready to talk draft. I'm not ready for that. Draft football, I'm not ready in draft. I'm not in draft season yet. I'm really not. I'm not looking forward to it. So please let us get our act together and let's just try to put some wins together somehow, some way. Let's try to put some wins together and make this thing happen. Because right now, it's rough. It's rough in these streets, man. If you're a Bills fan, it's rough. And we got to shake this for a whole freaking week. And I'll tell you right now, I ain't happy about it. I ain't happy about it. I'm
I'm close to calling it. Like, listen, I'm like 95%. I'm like, it's a wrap. 95%. We got 5% that we could probably listen. What does the playoff odd tell us? Actually, I mean, forget about what I'm thinking. What is the? I'm not. I mean, I can't do for some reason my laptop is effing up right now. I'm actually vexed and cheese right now. But let me just put it this way: whatever the statistics say that we got, we gotta trust the statistics. And if they say we got a 35% chance to make it, if this guy does this and that guy does that, then we just gotta roll with it. But the only thing the Bills can do right now is not lose to an AFC team. So you can. Is it 14%? Are we at a 14% chance to make the playoffs? Boy, bye. Yo, it's a wrap. If that's the case, man, it's a wrap for us, bro. I don't feel confident. I was confident going into this game. If we won this one, cool. But I was confident as ever. And the fact that we lost this one, it's a tough one, man. So here it is, man. 6 wins, 6 losses. We're 500 teams. That's what the record says. That's what we've lost to. We lost to bum-ass teams. We lost to the Patriots that could barely put up. What is it? They lost 10-7? 10-7 today? They benched Mac Jones and put Bailey Zappi in. Fam, and we lost to that team. We lost to that team. We lost to the Broncos. Although the Broncos look good today, they won in convincing fashion. We lost to the Jets with Zach Wilson, has been benched for Tim Boyle. Like, we have ourselves to blame. We have ourselves to blame. And this is where we're at. This is where we are at this point. So, what else can anybody do at this point? Not a whole lot. Really not a whole lot. And there's only so much you can do at this point. But here we are. Bills are 6-6. We got the Chiefs in 2 weeks. We're on a bye right now. And nothing else that we can do. You just got to roll with the punches. I hope this was some kind of therapy a little bit. I'm still burning right now myself, so keep me don't shoot the messenger. I'm just kind of going through the motions just like you guys are. And I'm not ready to talk off season. I'm not ready to talk off season, and I'm certainly not ready to talk no Sabres hockey. Heck no. I don't do hockey in the first place. But you guys catch what I'm saying. So here we are, folks. Here we are. 6-6 Bills. Maybe we win and get in with 10 wins. Maybe. I mean, what the Miami Dolphins made it last year? Miami Dolphins was a 9-10 wins, and they were a wild card team. So it's still possible. It's still possible. But the problem is we've lost too many games to AFC teams. That's the problem. When you lose to AFC teams, this is where you fall into. You fall into this myriad of trouble, and you can't get yourself out of it. So can we make it and win out and go 10-6? Pipe dream. Is it possible? Sure. Is it going to happen? We'll see. Well, right now we're shaking it rough, bro. We're shaking it rough right now. We are shaking it rough as Bills fans, and there's not a whole lot that we can do about it. So we gotta chill. I want to apologize first of all because I'm doing this from my phone and it's highly unprofessional. But I mean, listen, you gotta think on your feet, and I'm thinking on my feet right now and try to do this thing. So I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna subject you to watching the stream like this because I can't even do it myself personally. But my laptop just reset on me just like that. So all I'm gonna tell you this, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. It's a rough one. The Bills lose a tight one, 37-34 to the damn Eagles. The now 10-1 Eagles. And the Eagles now have to go and face the Cowboys again. I think they face the 49ers. They got to go face the 49ers. It's tough, man. And right now, and if you go on social media, people know the Bills can play. The Bills can play. And here's the only silver lining I can give y'all. We can play. We just shoot ourselves in the foot. And that's the fucking problem. We keep shooting ourselves in the damn foot, and it's self-inflicted wounds. And we don't got enough gauze, and we don't got enough stitches to stitch ourselves up and get well. You know what I'm saying? Now we got a whole 2 weeks to try to heal up, figure ourselves out, and try to get back on the winning track. Golly, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. It's like we're not back into the doom days of being a Bills fan, but these types of losses, they absolutely do. They absolutely remind you that, yo, don't forget who you guys are. They absolutely remind you of who you guys are when you do this type of stuff. It's just what it is, and it's unfortunate, but it's just unfortunately that's where we are. I got a comment coming from Mike Jones. Says, yo, Eagles were giving the game away early with unforced turnovers. Shaking my head. Then they righted the ship as they always do. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what was the big part. I'm gonna tell you what really did it for us, right? So if you think about it, if you go back to it, they weren't running the football because we were up 17-7. They were forced to kind of like put the ball in the air. They're putting the ball in the air. And then at one point they figured out, holy crap, we could actually run the football. We could still run, because they were doing it at the beginning until we got an early score. Then when they figured out that they could run the football, which is our weakness, that's when things turned around. That's when they started to get a little more bounce. And then we became a team that was pretty much, we weren't sure what they were doing. We weren't sure if they're going left. We weren't sure if they're going right. We weren't sure if they're going to throw the ball up. We weren't sure it was going to be RPO. Like we were somewhat in control at one point until they start to figure out that shit, their weakness is actually stopping the run. So let's run the football. And that they did, 183 yards rushing. So had we kept the foot on the pedal and not missed those field goals, Tyler Bass, this game is completely different. But this is the NFL. Adjustments are made. It becomes chess at one point, and you got to figure each other out. And at that point, they figured out what they needed to do, and they capitalized and they pushed it. Obviously, with some help from the refs. I'm not gonna cap. They had some ref help, and a couple things go their way. And Jalen Hurts was Jalen Hurts. He came in and did what he was supposed to do, and that's why that team is 10-1. That's why he's got a very good win-loss record. I know some people say, hey, quarterback wins are not a stat. Whether you want to call it a quarterback wins are not a stat, when he's on the field, they do well. Let's put it that way. When he's on the field, they do well. Simple as that. So I'm going to leave it at that, folks. So listen, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to try to enjoy mine. It's a tough one to enjoy, but I got to do it nonetheless. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side again. I got my guy Z-Bot tomorrow. He's going to be popping in and showing you guys some love off his stream. And then I'm back at it again on Tuesday. So we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. Do me a favor, smash that like and hit that subscribe button before you go. So that way you know. And hit that little bell, that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I'm going live. Whether you're an Eagles fan, you're an NFC East fan, whatever the case is, you want to see, you know, what we as Bills fans are thinking and going through. This is the channel to come through, and this is the channel to be at. So subscribe, hit that channel. It's the Rico Report, the Buffalo Fanatics. We appreciate you. Salute to y'all. Try to have yourself a great night, because this is going to be a shitty-ass week, and we'll try to make it work. So you guys have a great night. Your boy,